Capricorn, September 29th is not just another date on the calendar. It is a cosmic alarm bell vibrating with energy so intense that it could shake the very foundation of your life. On this day, the universe has aligned 3 shocking events that will decide the direction of your future. First, a betrayal will surface. Someone you thought you could trust may reveal their true face, testing your strength and your faith. Second, a hidden door will open. An opportunity so rare, so unexpected, it could completely transform your destiny, but only if you recognize it in time. Third, a destiny test will appear. This challenge will not just shape the days ahead, it will carve the path of your soul all the way until 2033. This is not coincidence. This is prophecy, a moment written in the stars, designed to either break you or crown you. The real question is simple. Will you rise and claim the miracle, or ignore the signs and remain trapped in the cycle of the past? Capricorn, the choice is yours. Capricorn, the energy of September 29th is like a lightning strike, sudden, unstoppable, and impossible to ignore. The vibrations of this day are not subtle. They roar through the atmosphere like a storm that shakes both the outer world and the deepest corners of your inner life. The planetary alignments on this day act like a cosmic earthquake, shifting the very foundation you've been standing on. It may feel as if the ground beneath you is cracking open, exposing the hidden layers you've carefully buried. And make no mistake, this energy will not allow anything false, weak, or unstable to survive. For some Capricorns, this shockwave arrives in the form of endings, a relationship that suddenly crumbles, a job that no longer feels secure, or a plan that collapses without warning. What once seemed steady may reveal itself to be fragile. This is the universe's way of tearing down what cannot carry you forward into the next chapter of your destiny. But endings are only half the story. The shockwave also exposes old secrets, hidden truths, whether buried within your own heart or kept in the shadows by others, rise to the surface. You may suddenly see someone's real motives. You may uncover a lie that has been quietly poisoning your path. Or you may realize that the story you've been telling yourself about who you are is no longer true. This is the karmic mirror effect. The universe is placing you in front of a reflection so clear, so undeniable, that you cannot look away. What you've hidden from yourself, your fears, your doubts, your unfinished lessons, will now stand in the open, demanding to be faced. At first, this can feel terrifying. Capricorn, you thrive on structure, control, and stability. You build, you plan, you endure. But on September 29th, the shockwave may make you feel as though all that effort is shaking apart. And yet, this destruction is not chaos for the sake of chaos. It is sacred disruption. Because here's the truth. What feels like the end is actually the first spark of your rebirth. The walls falling down are not meant to leave you exposed forever. They are clearing space for something greater, something that could not grow inside the old limits you built. Think of it like a storm that tears through a forest. At first glance, all you see is destruction. Trees broken, branches scattered, silence replaced by violent winds. But when the storm passes, sunlight enters places it never reached before. Seeds hidden in the soil finally receive light and water. New life begins to sprout. That is what September 29th is doing for you, Capricorn. It is breaking down what you thought you needed in order to reveal what you truly need. This shockwave may also affect your relationships. People who were once close may distance themselves, while unexpected connections suddenly feel magnetic. You may notice shifts in energy, some people pulling away, others stepping forward. This is not random. It is the universe rearranging the cast of characters in your story. Those who are aligned with your higher path will remain. Those who are not will fade out. And while this can feel painful, it is also profoundly freeing. You are being untangled from the chains that once held you back. The shockwave is not punishment, it is alignment. Financially, this energy may also shake things loose. You could face sudden expenses, unexpected changes, or surprising opportunities. Remember, Capricorn, money is energy. It flows, it shifts, it reflects where you are vibrationally. If you feel scarcity, this day may challenge that belief. If you feel ready for growth, it may deliver the chance to prove it. Emotionally, the impact of this day will test your patience and resilience. Old wounds may resurface, but only so you can finally heal them. The patterns you've been repeating, perhaps over many years, will become crystal clear, and once they are exposed, you cannot return to ignorance. September 29th is the moment where illusions die, masks fall, lies crumble, structures built on false foundations collapse, and in that collapse, your soul is freed from carrying what was never meant for you. Now, Capricorn, understand this. The shockwave is not something you can control. You cannot resist it. The more you fight it, the more it will shake you. The only path forward is surrender, not in weakness, but in trust. Trust that the universe does not take without giving. Trust that every ending carries the seed of a beginning. Trust that when the dust settles, you will stand stronger than ever before. It is natural to feel fear when life shakes like this, but fear is simply the echo of the old self dying. What you are becoming on the other side of this transformation cannot be shaken because it is built on truth, not illusion. So when the shockwave hits, and it will, breathe, step back. Do not cling to what is falling. Instead, ask yourself, what is the universe trying to clear from my path? What is it making room for? The shockwave of September 29th is not your ending. It is your beginning. It is the doorway to your rebirth, disguised as destruction. And while others may collapse under its force, you, Capricorn, have the strength to rise from it with new power, new clarity, and a destiny reset that will carry you all the way through to the next great cycle of your life. Capricorn, if the shockwave of September 29th cracks open the ground beneath your feet, then the hidden betrayal test is the aftershock that shakes your heart. This betrayal is not random. It is not an accident. It is a karmic revelation, one that has been brewing in silence, waiting for this exact moment to rise. Someone close to you, perhaps a friend, a colleague, or even a family member, may reveal a truth you were not prepared to see. For months, maybe even years, you've trusted this person. You've shared your time, your loyalty, your energy. You may have believed they were walking beside you on your path. But on September 29th, their mask begins to slip. Their words or actions may suddenly reveal motives that were never aligned with you. And Capricorn, it will hurt. The first sting of betrayal always does. It cuts deep because you value loyalty more than most. You build your life around trust, effort, and commitment. When someone violates that trust, it feels like an earthquake inside your chest. But listen carefully. This betrayal is not meant to break you. It is meant to free you. Because what if the person who betrays you was never truly for you? What if their presence in your life was a chain disguised as support? What if their exit, though painful, is actually the universe's way of clearing your space for someone who will truly honor your soul? This is the paradox of betrayal. It destroys illusions so you can finally see reality. At first, you may feel anger. You may feel the urge to confront, to demand answers, to shout at the injustice of it all. But pause for a moment and see the higher design. Ask yourself, why did this truth come out now? Why, on this day, did the universe choose to reveal what has been hidden? because Capricorn September 29th is not just another day. It is a destiny checkpoint. And the betrayal test is one of the universe's most powerful tools. Think about it. Betrayal has always been a spiritual trigger across history and myth. From Judas to ancient warriors, from broken kingdoms to personal stories, betrayal has always been the fire that transforms leaders. It forces the strong to let go of false allies and rise alone, only to later attract a new circle aligned with truth. For you, this betrayal is a mirror. It reflects where you have given too much of yourself. It reveals where your boundaries were weak. It shows you where you may have ignored red flags out of love, duty, or fear of being alone. Now, the betrayal demands you face those patterns, not with bitterness, but with clarity. Because here's the hidden power in this test. Betrayal is not about them. It is about you, about your growth, about reclaiming your energy from those who never deserved it. Capricorn, you are entering a cycle where destiny requires you to walk with people of integrity, to hold your energy only in circles that amplify you, not drain you, to build not just for the sake of building, but with those who can truly walk the path of truth beside you. This betrayal will feel like a storm at first, but storms clear the air. They reveal what was hidden in the fog. When the dust settles, you will see clearly who belongs and who never did. Financially, the betrayal test may also show itself. A co-worker trying to undermine you. A deal that looks good on paper, but hides dangerous terms. A promise of money that turns out empty. Do not see this as failure. See it as protection. The universe is showing you what could have trapped you before it had the chance to. Emotionally, this test may feel sharp. You may replay conversations, wondering how you missed the signs. But remember, sometimes we are not meant to see until the exact right moment. If this betrayal had surfaced earlier, you might not have been ready. If it came later, the damage could have been worse. The timing is perfect, even if painful. Spiritually, the hidden betrayal is your initiation. To see who walks with you into the new chapter, you must first release those who cannot. You are being stripped of false attachments so that your soul can rise lighter, freer, and ready for the miracle doorway ahead. So when the betrayal strikes, do not collapse. Do not chase explanations from someone whose actions have already spoken louder than words. Instead, stand tall in the storm and whisper to yourself, "This is not my ending. This is my clearing. This is my protection." And here's the deeper twist, Capricorn. Often, betrayal is not just about others. Sometimes, the betrayal test reveals the ways we have betrayed ourselves. How many times have you silenced your intuition because you didn't want to upset someone? How many times have you stayed in situations that drained you because leaving felt too heavy? How many times have you ignored your own needs for the sake of keeping peace? On September 29th, the hidden betrayal test may not just expose another person, it may expose the ways you've abandoned yourself. And that is the most powerful revelation of all. Because once you see how you've betrayed your own soul, you can no longer live in denial. You must choose to honor yourself, to set boundaries, to walk with integrity. That choice will transform everything. Capricorn, this test is not easy, but you were not born for easy. You were born for endurance, for legacy, for greatness. And greatness does not come without trials. So when betrayal arrives, whether from another's hand or your own reflection, remember, this is not punishment. This is prophecy. This is the universe shaping you into the version of yourself that can carry the crown of destiny. Do not fear it. Face it. Accept it. Rise from it. And know what leaves you on September 29th was never meant to stay until 2033. Capricorn, after the shockwave and the betrayal test, many may feel lost But here lies the great paradox of September 29th. Hidden within the chaos is a doorway of miracles. This date carries the vibration of portals, energetic openings that appear rarely, often once in decades, and always when destiny demands transformation. On September 29th, such a doorway stands before you. It may not appear grand, glowing, or obvious. In fact, it may be disguised in the most ordinary of circumstances. A phone call, a chance encounter, an opportunity you nearly overlooked. But behind that moment lies a turning point so powerful that it could redirect your entire path. This is the essence of the miracle doorway. It is not forced, it is not planned. It arrives suddenly, like a whisper from the universe saying, "Step forward now." For some Capricorns, this doorway manifests as a career shift, an offer you weren't expecting, or a spark of inspiration that reveals your true calling. Perhaps you suddenly see a way out of the routine that has been draining your spirit. Maybe an idea that's been sitting quietly in the back of your mind now demands attention, urging you to take a leap of faith. For others, the doorway appears in relationships. A new person enters your life, carrying energy that feels almost otherworldly, someone who awakens something long dormant in your heart. Or perhaps it is the return of a soul connection, someone from your past reappearing in a moment you least expect, not to repeat old cycles, but to open a new one. And for some, the doorway is deeply spiritual. It may come as a dream that feels more real than waking life, or as a sudden inner knowing, a voice inside whispering a truth you can no longer deny. This doorway is not always about the material. Sometimes it is about your soul stepping into alignment with a higher path. Yet Capricorn, here lies the danger. The miracle doorway does not stay open forever. It is fleeting. Like a rare celestial event, it appears for a moment and then vanishes. If you hesitate, if you second guess, if you cling to fear, you may watch it close before your eyes, and it will not return until 2033. This is why the universe often creates pressure around portals. You may feel pushed, cornered, even tested. Circumstances may build in such a way that you can no longer avoid making a choice. This is not cruelty, it is divine urgency. The universe knows that if you wait for comfort, you may never step forward. So it removes comfort, forcing you to decide between fear and faith. Picture this: a hallway filled with locked doors. You've been walking this hallway for years, carrying keys that never seem to fit. Then suddenly, on September 29th, one door cracks open, light spills through. You feel it pulling you in. This is your chance, but only if you step through. If you turn away, the hallway stretches on, and the next chance does not arrive until years later. This is why hesitation is dangerous now. Capricorn, your nature is to plan, to analyze, to wait until every detail feels secure. That is your strength, but also your test. The miracle doorway is not about logic, it is about trust. It asks you to risk comfort for destiny. Think back to times in your life when a sudden choice changed everything. Maybe you moved cities, changed careers, ended a relationship, or said yes to something that scared you. At the time, it may have felt reckless, but looking back, you see how it was the best decision of your life. The miracle doorway of September 29th carries that same energy, only magnified. Here's the twist. The doorway does not just offer you one choice. It offers you a new identity. Stepping through means shedding the skin of who you were. The Capricorn who has carried heavy burdens, who has walked with doubt, who has accepted less than they deserve. That version of you cannot cross the threshold. To step through, you must rise into your higher self, the version that knows they are worthy of miracles. Yes, this is risky. But remember, Capricorn, miracles are not found in safety. They are found in the unknown, the unplanned, the leap of faith that scares you and excites you at the same time. Financially, this doorway could bring opportunity disguised as struggle. A sudden challenge may push you to start something of your own, to trust your skills, to leap into independence. Spiritually, it may invite you to leave behind fear and step into alignment with your true calling. Emotionally, it may test your heart, asking, do you choose comfort or do you choose growth? And make no mistake, the universe will test you. Just before the doorway, distractions may appear, doubt may rise, people may question your decision, obstacles may suddenly pop up, trying to convince you the doorway isn't real. But this is the final test, to see if you trust what you feel over what you fear. Capricorn, you have waited years for this. You have endured trials, carried burdens, faced betrayals, and survived storms. All of that was preparation for this moment. The shockwave cleared the ground, the betrayal cut the ties that held you back. And now, standing before you, is the miracle doorway. The universe does not ask you to understand it fully. It only asks you to step through. So when the sign arrives, when the person calls, the offer comes, the dream appears, the inner voice speaks. Pause for a moment. Yes, but do not linger in hesitation, because the doorway does not wait. And if you let it close, the next chance will not come until 2033. Capricorn, this is your rare opening. This is the moment where fear dies and destiny begins. Step through, and you will not just change your life, you will change the very story of your soul. Capricorn, we now step into one of the most powerful and dangerous truths of September 29th, the cosmic mirror. This is not just symbolism. This is a spiritual law being amplified on this day. Every action you take, every thought you allow, every word you speak is being reflected back to you instantly. Normally in life, there's a delay. You might plant a seed and it takes months or years for that seed to bloom. But under the mirror effect, time collapses. The distance between your intention and its manifestation shrinks to almost zero. Here's what this means. If you choose fear, you don't just feel delay, you attract it like a magnet. Doors close, opportunities vanish, people who could help you suddenly disappear. It's as if the universe echoes your hesitation and gives it back to you multiplied. But if you choose courage, the opposite happens. The doors swing open. Resources you never thought you had appear. People call you out of nowhere. Suddenly, you're in the right place at the right time. This mirror is not neutral, it's magnified. Imagine standing in front of a crystal mirror that doesn't just reflect your face. It enlarges it, highlights every detail, shows what you couldn't see before. That's what's happening with your soul right now. The universe is not leaving you blind. It will show you signs that you are in the mirror energy. Repeating numbers. You'll see 1111 on clocks, 222 on receipts, 333 on license plates, or 444 in random places. These are not coincidences. They are signals that your thoughts in that moment are being magnified. Sudden dreams. You may wake up with a dream that feels more real than reality. A lost loved one may visit. You may see yourself in a different timeline. These are mirrors of your subconscious, surfacing so you can no longer deny them. Déjà vu. You'll feel like you've been here before, said this before, or walked this path before. That is the mirror echoing your soul's past choices, reminding you of karmic cycles that are either breaking or repeating. Capricorn, this is why you must stay vigilant. Every choice you make now is writing your next chapter instantly. Are the power and the danger. Here's the twist. What makes this mirror energy so powerful is also what makes it dangerous. Think of it like fire. Fire can cook your food, warm your home, and bring people together. But fire can also burn down everything you've built if you're careless with it. The cosmic mirror works the same way. If your thoughts are rooted in fear, jealousy, or anger, those emotions will come back to you at triple the strength. You may suddenly feel overwhelmed, drained, or trapped in the very thing you thought about. But if your thoughts are aligned with courage, vision, and faith, then the rewards return multiplied. Your prayers manifest faster, your plans accelerate, and your destiny takes a leap forward. Capricorn, this is not the time to play small. This is the time to decide. Do you want fear reflected back to you? Or do you want courage magnified into miracles? A story for you. Let me share a simple story that mirrors this truth. A woman I once spoke to had been hesitating for months about leaving a toxic job. She feared losing her income, even though her soul was screaming for freedom. On a mirror day, like September 29th, she decided to take one bold action. She sent her resignation email at 11:11 a.m. Within 48 hours, she was offered a consulting project that paid double what she had earned at her job. Why? Because the mirror did not wait. The moment she chose courage, the universe multiplied it. This is how the mirror works for you too, Capricorn. The second you choose courage, the second you act on faith, the universe races to catch up with you. Your role in the mirror. So here is your role during this period. Pay attention to your numbers. Listen to your dreams. Notice your déjà vu moments. They're not random. They're mirrors showing you what you've been ignoring. And remember, the mirror does not lie. It only shows what you carry within. That's why September 29th is so critical. If you carry fear, you'll see fear. If you carry courage, you'll see doors swing open. Capricorn, the universe is giving you the fastest path to your destiny, but only if you choose the right reflection. So now, I leave you with this truth. The cosmic mirror is not punishing you. It is teaching you. It is revealing who you really are, faster than ever before. Ask yourself, when you look in this mirror, what do you want to see? Fear, hesitation, and regret, or courage, clarity, and breakthroughs? Because whatever you choose will not just be reflected back, it will be magnified. And September 29th is the day the universe watches closely to see what you choose. Capricorn, step wisely because the mirror never forgets. Capricorn. As we step deeper into the prophecy of September 29th, we arrive at the moment that many fear, yet few understand. The storm before the crown. On this day, you may feel like everything is unraveling. Arguments surface out of nowhere. Plans you thought were secure may be delayed or disrupted. Finances may feel shaky with sudden expenses or shifts you didn't anticipate. Even relationships could feel tense as unspoken truths burst into the open. It will seem chaotic, like lightning cracking across the sky, thunder echoing through your spirit, and rain falling so heavily that you cannot see the road ahead. But listen closely, Capricorn. This storm is not punishment, it is preparation, the hidden purpose of the storm. Every storm has two sides, destruction and cleansing. When lightning strikes, it can burn, but it also clears the dead wood. When rain falls, it floods, but it also nourishes the soil so new life can grow. This is the hidden purpose of the chaos around you. It is not designed to break you down permanently. It is designed to strip away what cannot travel with you into your destiny. Toxic attachments, limiting beliefs, financial patterns that kept you trapped, people who only stood beside you in comfort but not in growth. All of these may be shaken loose now. The storm may feel merciless, but it is only removing the false so that the true crown can rest on your head. What is the crown energy? The crown energy of September 29th is about stepping into your full authority. It is leadership. It is sovereignty. It is abundance that flows not because you begged for it, but because you embodied the energy of one who can handle it. Think about it. A crown is not handed to a child. It is not given to someone who hides when thunder roars. It is given to the one who stands tall in the middle of the storm, proving that they can carry both the weight of responsibility and the glow of power. For you, Capricorn, this crown represents more than success in the outer world. It represents a shift in your soul, from being reactive to becoming intentional, from being controlled by fear to directing fear into courage, from waiting for approval to giving yourself permission to rise. This is why the storm must come first. At the key, storm tests you. The storm reveals you. The storm strengthens you so the crown will not crush you when it arrives. The emotional storm. Within, it's not just outer chaos you'll face, it's inner chaos too. You may feel waves of self-doubt. Questions like, am I really ready? What if I fail? What if I lose everything? You may even feel like old wounds are resurfacing, memories of betrayal, rejection, or failure. These emotions rise now because the storm is pulling them out of the shadows. They cannot remain hidden if you are to step into your crown. Capricorn, do not mistake this emotional turbulence for weakness. It is proof that your soul is cleansing. Tears are not signs of defeat. They are the rain that softens the ground so your destiny can take root. A lesson from history. Think of every great king, queen, or leader who ever wore a crown. None of them received it in times of peace. They earned it through fire, through storms, through trials that tested their heart and sharpened their vision. Moses had to face the desert before leading his people. Joan of Arc had to face ridicule and fire before becoming a symbol of faith. Even in modern times, those who rise to greatness face betrayal, loss, and storms that nearly destroy them before they step into their role as leaders. Capricorn, your storm may not look like theirs, but the principle is the same. Before the crown comes the chaos. How to stand in the storm. So what do you do when September 29th shakes your world? Do not fear delays. What looks like rejection is often protection. A financial shift may actually clear the way for a greater opportunity. A delay may redirect you to a more aligned path. Hold your ground. Imagine yourself as a mountain in the storm. The rain falls, the wind howls, the lightning strikes, but the mountain does not move. Be the mountain, Capricorn. Stand tall in your truth. Listen to your inner authority. The storm will tempt you to seek validation from others, to panic, to follow the loudest voice. But the crown energy can only rest on the head of one who listens to their own inner wisdom. See the blessing in disguise. Every argument, every financial twist, every sudden shift. Ask yourself, what is this clearing? What is this making space for? You will notice that the storm is not taking, it is making room. The storm breaks. And here's the most powerful truth. No storm lasts forever. Once the thunder quiets and the rain softens, the air feels different, clearer, lighter, alive with possibility. That is when the crown descends. That is when the energy of leadership, abundance, and divine authority settles onto you. But if you run from the storm, if you try to hide, the crown cannot find you, because the crown belongs only to those who endure. Capricorn, this is why the universe says, the crown is not given, it is earned. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. You are not being broken, you are being built. You are not being abandoned, you are being anointed. So when September 29th rattles your world with arguments, delays, or financial tremors, remember this truth. You are not in the storm. The storm is in you. And once it passes, what will remain is your crown, shining, unshakable, undeniable. Stand tall, Capricorn. Endure the chaos, for the thunder is only announcing your coronation. The storm clears the path, and the crown awaits. Capricorn, September 29th will test your soul like never before. The shockwave, the betrayal, the miracle door, the cosmic mirror, the storm. These are not random. They are destiny triggers written in the stars. The question is clear. Will you collapse under fear or rise through fire? Will you ignore the signs or walk boldly into the doorway of your crown? Declare it now. I rise. I claim my destiny. I wear the crown. Capricorn, this is not just a message. It is your prophecy.